Good morning, this is Michael from Back to the Future Trading with another episode of NinjaTrader Unplugged. Today we're going to look at a really weird, strange displaying indicator that comes standard in your NinjaTrader toolbox. It's called the Aroon indicator. 1995, Tushar Chandra, principal of Tuscarora Capital Management, came up with this indicator. You may have heard of him. He's an author of a book called The New Technical Trader, published in 1994, and another one called Beyond Technical Analysis. He developed the Aroon indicator primarily to determine trend direction and strength. And so this is a great tool in your standard NinjaTrader toolbox for helping understand what the trend is doing. If it's a choppy market, if it has enough strength to continue in a trend, or if there's just no signals there. There's a couple ways to work with it today. I've got it set up on a CL chart here today, and I want to show you a couple different signals that you can use, especially if you're like me and you try to find the trend and stay with it. When is the trend established? Now, you can use this indicator on small intraday scalping charts like the crude or the gold. Or you can bring this up to daily and even weekly charts. A lot of equities traders will use this indicator to help find signals with the trend. I've got two tools on here. If you look up top, you'll see I've got the EMA slope color indicator, which is in our download section, available at the end of this video. And then I've got just the standard Aroon indicator here, and you'll see it's right in your NinjaTrader toolbox. And when we apply it using just the defaults, you'll see there's some values here. The standard 14 period, it is a lagging indicator, calculating over the last 14 bars. But then we've only got a few things to work with. We have an upper and a lower line, 30 and 70, and then a down plot and an up plot. Let me show you a couple ways to generate signals using this tool straight out of the box, raw. First thing, obviously, is crossovers. Now here I've got the 89 or 50 period EMA rather, tracking just trend, using the last 50 bars in an exponential fashion to establish what direction the trend is moving. But then along the way, I'm trying to find agreement, confluence with the Aroon indicator, and there's a couple ways to do that. Number one, you can track crossovers, and you'll see right here I've put arrows manually on the screen where there's a crossover. So in this case, when the Aroon bullish line crosses below the Aroon bearish line, we put a red signal. Similarly, when the Aroon bullish line crosses above the Aroon bearish line, we have a green signal. And so everywhere you see I've got a red or a green arrow on my chart is an indication of where that crossover has taken place. Now immediately you can start to see that if we pair this with trend entries, that we have some really interesting information to work with. For example, in this case we had a maximum favorable excursion of 14 ticks and a maximum adverse excursion of 1 tick. And then similarly along the lines, we had a maximum adverse excursion at the crossover of 3 ticks before the market again moved 14 ticks in the direction of the entry. Again, the bullish crossover down below, leading us to understand whether or not a new trend is starting to form. Candle doesn't get above the moving average till the very next bar. Maximum adverse excursion is 4 ticks. Maximum favorable excursion until our next crossover signal at least is 16. So you can see here on an 89 tick chart that there's plenty of opportunities for a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio using the crossover, and there's also plenty of time to get a limit order in too. You can see in each case there was a pullback. So if we were able to follow and detect, and if you get good enough with the tool, anticipate the entry, plenty of time to get in there and sort of circumvent the issues that come along with slippage. Here's another way that the tool is used, and it has to do with the range inside of the indicator itself. You'll see there's a line here at 70 and a line at 30. And a lot of equities traders will watch to see when both of the lines are outside of this area. So if we sort of fill this thing in, I'll just boom, 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 huzzah! Right there. When the lines are both on the respective sides of the field, we can begin to shade in an area here and say, okay, as of right now, the bearish is outside of the 70, the bullish is below the 30, and then a lot of traders will say, hey, this is an area that I'm really interested in. So we could put a blue arrow here as well. If you come back over to this side of the world, you'll see that if we wanted to have a bullish version of the same, give me paste, what's up? A bullish version of the same on the opposite side, I'll just, for the sake of illustration, double click here and make it green. We can watch to see, dragging this back, when the green is on the other side of 70 and the red is on the other side of 30, we now have a bullish zone. So right here, you can actually see there are these zones all the way unto right here that we're able to reference in terms of, okay, now this market is in a full uptrend, now this market is in a full downtrend. So I think it's a lot easier to read in terms of understanding when that has happened, possibly even code into a semi-auto or an auto strategy. Maybe even easier to read than an ADX as produced by someone like Wells Wilder. So there's a lot of opportunities here. I recommend you pair it together with the EMA slope color to start with. I'm going to save this template in our NinjaTrader Unplugged template area, and you'll have instructions to be able to get to that page and download those towards the end of this video. Again, Aroon indicator, Google it if you want some more information, but you've got two really solid signals here. If you just want something that helps you understand, hey, the trend is forming, it's nice because it looks at and considers the number of periods since the highest high, the number of periods since the lowest low, and so time is an element of this indicator which differentiates it from other oscillators like the ADX that we've talked about in the past. For more information, you can visit our page here located in the description of the video, backtothefuturetrading.com/NinjaTrader Unplugged. I'm Mike Leidick from Back to the Future Trading. Remember, NinjaTrader comes with a ton of really great stuff. Get in there, use some of the free tools before you start exploring out into the NinjaTrader ecosystem of partners like ours. Talk to you soon. Remember, be careful out there. Trade your plan, not what you think. Trade what you see.